along with providing a number of valuable educational podcasts, iTunes has created a resource for educators and students and basically anybody to access educational content called iTunes U. And here on the iTunes Store front page, if we click the iTunes U tab at the very top of our screen, it will take us to the iTunes U page. And on first glance, you'll notice a few universities who have content here. We have the University of Notre Dame, Brown University, Missouri State, MIT, Stanford. So iTunes U is a place for universities and other educational institutions and organizations to publish content for their own students and staff and for anybody else who wants to access that content. So what that means for us is that we have a wealth of information from these universities and higher ed institutions to further our own professional development as teachers, or to provide new and challenging content for our own students. So here on the iTunes U page, we can search through the content based on topic area. So here under categories, we have a number of different content areas from business, art, history, science, math, pretty much anything you would want. And then under that, we can sort through the content based on education providers, such as the different universities and educational organizations. So let's say we're looking for some content, some science content. So if we click science, it takes us to the science page. But it also puts a little drop-down menu next to science for sorting into more specific areas of science. So if we want some chemistry content, we'd click chemistry. And now we can browse through all the different chemistry content. So if we find one we like, or we want to look a little bit more into, we just click on it. And much like the podcasts, it allows us to subscribe to this particular show or lecture or whatever it might be, or we can go through and simply pick the ones we want. Now, depending on the content and who it's coming from, you're going to have different options here. For example, this chemistry content provided by the University of Utah is in video format. Now, some of them might have video files, audio files, transcripts, and they might even have them saved as iPod ready format. So it's really a matter of choosing the ones that is best for you and fits your particular needs. So once you have found one that you like by browsing, you can also search the store, much like we did for the podcast. So let's search for U.S. history again. And that's going to search the whole iTunes store. And again, we have podcasts, TV shows, and other content. But if we scroll down, we can see that we have some iTunes U content. And if we click See All, we'll see all of the available shows or PowerPoints or video recordings, lectures, things like that from these various universities. So if we click on one, it's going to take us again to the page for that particular university or organization, and it's going to show us all the tracks that we can download. So here, for example, from the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum, we have scholar lectures, audio files, we have Holocaust Encyclopedia, and we have some teaching materials. And all of this is free. And so once you find something you like, you can subscribe to it, or you can just get the ones that you want. So, again, much like the podcasts, over here under your library, you should have an iTunes U category. And within this, all of your content that you download from iTunes U will be saved. For example, I have some mobile learning podcasts and video lectures and things like that from Abilene Christian University regarding using the iPhone in higher ed. I also have some chemistry podcasts from the University of Nevada and some iPhone application programming from Stanford. And again, exactly like the podcasts, it automatically downloads new episodes for each one. So I have 4 new episodes to watch from Stanford and a lot of new episodes from ACU to watch about the iPhone in higher ed. And so if I wanted to take these with me wherever I go, I would simply plug in my iPod or my iPhone and adjust the settings of that device to automatically sync with episodes of my iTunes U content.